A massive rumor is circulating in the NFL world. Tyreek Hill is reportedly set to return to the Kansas City Chiefs. If this happens, the Chiefs' offense could become unstoppable next season. With Patrick Mahomes leading the charge, the Chiefs are already one of the most dangerous teams in the league. But if they bring back Tyreek Hill's explosive speed and game-breaking ability, defenses will be in for a nightmare. Imagine Hill's game-changing sprints, Travis Kelce's dominance, and Mahomes' wizardry all coming together. Next season could turn into an almost hopeless battle for opposing teams. If this move happens, we could be witnessing a new dynasty in the making. The Chiefs were already on their way, but Hill's return would make them the clear Super Bowl favorites. Stopping this offensive juggernaut would require nothing short of a miracle from other teams. Do you think Hill will actually return to Kansas City? Would the Chiefs become an unbeatable force with this move? How can Brett Veach and Andy Reid use this to their advantage? Let's break it all down right now. And do you know who said we can't do it? Let's prove them wrong and show them how unstoppable Chiefs Kingdom really is. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that red button now and join us. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to the point. The Chiefs' salary cap situation. Right now, the Chiefs' salary cap isn't in a comfortable position at all, but the NFL is about to drop a money bomb on the team's finances. What does this mean in practice? Let's break it down. Currently, the Chiefs' salary cap situation is a major concern. According to overthecap.com, the Chiefs are just $941,000 under the salary cap, which is practically nothing. And that's before even considering the $10 million needed to sign their rookies in the draft. In other words, even before thinking about adding new players, we already have a financial problem to solve. Possible solutions. One of the most obvious ways to free up cap space is to restructure Patrick Mahomes' contract. Doing so could free up $39 million, giving the team much needed breathing room. But that's not the only solution. Brett Veach and the Chiefs front office need to get creative to balance the books while keeping the team competitive. The good news, help is on the way. A record high NFL salary cap increase. The NFL has announced a record salary cap increase, and it could be a game changer for the Chiefs. If Brett Veach and Andy Reid take full advantage of this opportunity, the team can retain its stars and still bring in new talent to continue dominating the league. The NFL is growing like never before, and this is reflected in a massive salary cap increase. To put it into perspective, the 2025 salary cap will be an incredible $275 million. This marks accelerated growth, especially compared to the dip we saw during the pandemic. Since 2011, the league's salary cap has steadily risen, but from 2022 onward, we've witnessed a real financial boom. In 2021, the cap was $182.5 million due to the pandemic. In just a few years, it has jumped nearly $100 million. And this is just the beginning. Indicators suggest these numbers will continue to rise in the coming years, creating a new financial era for the NFL. What this means for the Chiefs. So what does this mean for Kansas City? Simple, more money to spend. This allows the team to plan ahead and lock in key players like Trey Smith, Nick Bolton, Justin Reed, and in the future, Trent McDuffie and George Karlaftis. If the Chiefs play their cards right, they could have a strong championship contending roster for years to come. With more money available, the Chiefs have a golden opportunity to retain their core players and build an even stronger team. Instead of losing talent to free agency due to a tight cap, the team can now negotiate contract extensions early and secure their future. Distribute contracts wisely. This is especially important when considering the team's future. Travis Kelce is nearing the end of his career, and at some point, the Chiefs will need to find a worthy replacement. With the salary cap rising, the team will have the flexibility to pursue a big-name player in the market without compromising other positions. Another key factor is that the cap increase allows for more flexible and backloaded contracts. This means the Chiefs can structure deals to pay less now and more in the future when the cap is even higher. A perfect strategy to stay competitive. The Philadelphia Eagles mastered this approach early. They re-signed Jalen Hurts before this salary cap boom, locking in a deal that'll look like a bargain in a few years. This move gives them the financial room to keep investing in elite talent. The Kansas City Chiefs need to follow suit and think long term. With the cap rising rapidly, contracts signed now could look like steals in the future. The mistake would be waiting too long and ending up paying significantly more. Additionally, with more cap space, the Chiefs could be more aggressive in free agency. This would allow them to add big-name players to the roster, further strengthening Chiefs' kingdom. The opportunity is there. Veach and his team just need to seize it. Now it's your turn, Chiefs Kingdom. Do you think the Chiefs will spend big in free agency? Comment Y for yes and N for no. We want to hear your opinion, and more importantly, your comment could be featured in the next video, so be sure to drop your thoughts below. Remember, Chiefs Kingdom is a family, and your participation makes all the difference. So let's fill up the comment section. The truth is simple, folks. The sky is the limit for the Chiefs if they take full advantage of this salary cap explosion, and we'll be following every detail of this journey right here on the channel. If you haven't already, click the red button now and become part of this amazing community. Turn on notifications, like this video, and share it with your fellow Chiefs fanatics. See you next time, Chiefs Kingdom. You're about to hear something that will make you question everything you thought you knew about NFL decision-making. A star player, one of the greatest at his position, a cornerstone of his team's success for years, and potentially released. The rumors are swirling, the headlines are loud, and I'm here to tell you, this one will make you sit up and take notice. Travis Kelce, the Kansas City Chiefs legend, on the chopping block. Let me tell you something. What's happening here is nothing short of absurd, but don't be fooled by the noise. There's a deeper story here, and I'm going to lay it out for you in a way you've never heard before. Stay with me. You won't want to miss this. NFL offseason, a time for chaos and nonsense. The NFL offseason, a time for chaos, unpredictability, and yes, sometimes pure nonsense. The headlines are filled with rumors, speculation, and downright ridiculous ideas, stuff that makes you wonder if anyone is even thinking straight. Well, folks, let me tell you, this one takes the cake. The very thought of releasing Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs isn't just laughable, it's borderline criminal. We've seen teams make some questionable decisions over the years, but this is a whole new level of absurd. Breaking it down, the truth behind the rumor. While we're talking about an off-season rumor meant to grab headlines, there are some serious undertones we need to discuss. So listen carefully. There's a reason why people are bringing up Kelsey's name in discussions about salary cap savings. Yes, he's in his mid-30s. Yes, he's starting to show minor signs of slowing down. But let me ask you this. Can you truly imagine the Chiefs making the mistake of cutting him? Let me help you with the answer. No. Number, and no. Why this is beyond ridiculous. First off, we're talking about Travis Kelce. This man has been an irreplaceable part of this team for years, not just because of his on-field dominance, but also because of his leadership, presence, and the culture he's helped build in Kansas City. And now, after all that, after being a pivotal piece of a championship dynasty, somehow the conversation is about cutting him loose, a team that has built its success around him, suddenly deciding he's expendable. Please, we're not dealing with some flash-in-the-pan player here. This is Travis Kelce. Last season, 97 catches, 97. Who else on that roster came even close to that number? Who else has that level of chemistry with Patrick Mahomes? Nobody. Yes, we can acknowledge that his days of absolutely torching defenders might be behind him, but don't for 1 second think that makes him expendable. No way. The salary cap is real. But so is common sense. Oh, I know. The salary cap situation is real. Kelsey's cap hit for 2025 is nearly $20 million. That's a big number, no doubt. But the idea that the Chiefs would actually consider releasing him over this, come on. This isn't some small market team struggling to stay afloat. This is the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning champions, and they've already made it crystal clear they want Kelce back. They're not looking to part ways with him. Not now, not ever. Restructuring, maybe. Releasing, never. Now, do I think Kels could restructure his contract to help the team? Absolutely. That makes sense. Maybe he'll take a financial hit to stick around for another season or two. Maybe he'll do it for the team, for the city, for the legacy. But let's be clear, this idea of releasing him, that's not happening. And if it did, it would be a colossal mistake. So mind-bogglingly misguided that it would make every GM in the league question their job security. Loyalty matters, and Kelsey deserves it. Let's talk about loyalty, folks. The Chiefs have gotten Kelsey at a discount for years. He's been one of the best tight ends in NFL history, and he's done it while making less than his market value. That's the kind of selflessness you don't see often. And now, after everything he's given to the franchise, the idea of cutting him, that's not loyalty, that's stupidity. But here's the thing, there's no reason for us to even entertain this seriously. Kelsey isn't going anywhere unless he chooses to, and that's the kind of player we're talking about here. He's earned the right to leave on his own terms. Not because of some nonsensical salary cap maneuvering. The Chiefs aren't foolish enough to part ways with one of the best to ever do it. Financial planning is smart, but this isn't it. Look, I respect that the Chiefs are thinking about their long-term financial health. They need to balance the books and keep their championship window open as long as possible. But releasing Travis Kelce, that's a bridge too far. It's the kind of decision that would haunt this franchise for years to come. Chiefs Kingdom, let's set the record straight. So let me make this crystal clear to you. Chiefs fans, NFL fans, and anyone else reading these absurd rumors, Kelsey isn't going anywhere, not unless he says so. If the Chiefs want to keep him, they'll find a way to make it work. And let's be honest, they'd be absolute fools to do anything else. Legacy matters, and Kelsey is a legend. The Chiefs have made bold moves before. They've traded away big names. Remember Tony Gonzalez? That was a different time, a different situation. This is Travis Kelce we're talking about. He's not just another player. He's a symbol of everything this franchise has built over the last decade. Cutting him, that would be a disastrous decision that could set the franchise back years. Final word, relax, Chiefs Kingdom. But don't worry, this is just off-season talk, just talk, nothing more. The real decision will come when Kelsey himself decides. And until then, let's stop entertaining nonsense because Travis Kelce isn't going anywhere. Chiefs Kingdom, you know what to do. It's time. And until then, we can all rest easy knowing he's not going anywhere. Let's dive deeper into this. I need you to understand we're not just talking about some random player on the roster here. Oh, no, this is Travis Kelce we're discussing. One of the most iconic tight ends in NFL history, a man who has not only dominated the game with his athleticism, but has also been a key figure in transforming the position itself. Kelsey has redefined what a tight end can do. He's made defenses shake in their boots, and quarterbacks, none other than Patrick Mahomes, rely on him as the ultimate safety blanket. Yet here we are in the middle of an offseason with some outlandish rumors floating around that the Chiefs could part ways with their star player. Let me be clear. If you're even entertaining the thought of releasing Travis Kelce, you better double check your decision making. This isn't just about the salary cap. This is about the foundation of your franchise. This is about understanding the long-term ramifications of such a catastrophic move. Let's really dig into what's happening here because this idea of releasing Kelce isn't just about money. There's a much bigger picture we need to consider. First and foremost, we can talk about the financials all we want. We know that Kelsey's cap hit is a massive $20 million for the upcoming season. And yes, I get it. The salary cap is a harsh reality for every team in the league. But let's take a step back and think about this logically. You want to cut ties with a future Hall of Famer just because of a cap hit? Think about what you're saying. This is the same player who put up 97 receptions last season, a number that led the team, a number that speaks volumes about his continued productivity despite being in his mid-30s. Let me ask you something. How many other tight ends in the NFL are putting up numbers like that? How many are so deeply integrated into their team's offensive system that they can essentially serve as a second quarterback on the field, helping to direct traffic in the midst of a high-stakes game? We're talking about a guy who has led the Chiefs through playoff battles, a guy who torched defenses when it mattered most. and you want to cut him to save a few bucks. Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't about disrespecting the business side of the NFL. It's not about ignoring the harsh realities of cap management. I get it. The Chiefs are a competitive team with high expectations, and they've got to balance their books in order to maintain that Super Bowl caliber roster. But you can't simply brush aside the value Kelsey brings to the table. His presence on the field isn't just about catches and touchdowns. It's about leadership, influence, and culture. This guy has been the heartbeat of the Chiefs offense for years. To even consider letting him go is not just a financial misstep, it's a PR disaster. And while we're on the subject of his contributions to the Chiefs, let's talk about leadership. In this league, leadership is often underrated, but I'm here to tell you it's the glue that holds everything together. Look at the Chiefs roster, and you know who the heart and soul of that locker room is. It's Travis Kelce. His work ethic, his competitive drive, his relationship with Mahomes, they've built a bond that's almost unbreakable. That kind of connection wins championships. That kind of leadership pushes teams to greatness. Can you honestly say you'll find another player who has that same influence, that same ability to galvanize a team the way Kelce does? I'll tell you right now, good luck with that. But I'm not just going to sit here and tell you what's obvious. No, let's really break this down. The Chiefs have made bold decisions in the past. Trading Tony Gonzalez comes to mind. But that situation was entirely different. Gonzalez was looking for a way out. He was on the tail end of his career and wanted a chance to compete for a championship elsewhere. The Chiefs weren't the team they are today. They were in transition, trying to rebuild. That is not the case with Kelce. We're talking about a player in his prime, a player who has already led this team to multiple championships, a player who, despite being in his mid-30s, is still one of the most productive tight ends in the NFL. So let me make this crystal clear. The idea of cutting Kelce, of getting rid of him, is absurd. It's an insult to the player. It's an insult to the team. And it's an insult to every fan who has ever cheered for the Kansas City Chiefs. This guy has done everything for this franchise, and now they're supposed to turn their back on him because of a salary cap issue. Give me a break. Look, I understand the salary cap is a tough situation to navigate. The Chiefs have a ton of talent on their roster, and they're going to have to make some difficult decisions in the coming years. But cutting Kelce, that's not the answer. The Chiefs can restructure his deal. They can rework his contract. They can find ways to make the numbers work. But releasing him, that's a decision so misguided, it's beyond comprehension. And let's not forget Kelce's impact on the Chiefs' championship run. Let's not forget that game against the Houston Texans in the divisional round. You remember that, right? Kelce went off, single-handedly dominating the Texans' defense and proving to everyone that he's still one of the best tight ends in the league. Regardless of his age, he's still a difference maker, still capable of putting up massive numbers when it counts. If you're the Chiefs, you don't let a player like that walk out the door without a fight. You just don't. Now, I know the haters are out there. I know they'll say, oh, he's getting older, or, oh, he can't do it like he used to. But that's the kind of lazy, short-sighted thinking that gets teams in trouble. Yeah, Kelce might not be the same player he was 5 years ago, but he's still one of the most dangerous players on the field. He's still a mismatch for any defense. And let's not forget, he's still one of Patrick Mahomes' most trusted targets. The chemistry between those two is undeniable. And this whole talk about cutting him, it's nonsense. The Chiefs know that. The fans know that. And deep down, I think even Kelce knows that this isn't about being cheap. It's about keeping one of the greatest players in franchise history where he belongs. And if that means restructuring his deal, so be it. But letting him go, that's not just a bad idea. It's a terrible one. Kelce has earned the right to control his own destiny. If he's going to walk away from the game, if he's going to leave the Chiefs, it'll be on his own terms, not because the team decided to dump him over financial concerns. This is Travis Kelce we're talking about. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more Chiefs updates. Go Chiefs!